Good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Rajiv from Department of Vegetable Science, Chandrasekhar Azad, University of Agriculture and Technology, Kanpur. Dear student, today we will discuss on organic cultivation of vegetables. As you know, it is an important topic because of the reason that India is the second most populous country in the world. With the increasing population, the cultivable land resource is shrinking day by day. To meet the food, fiber, fuel, fodder, and other needs of the growing population, the productivity of agricultural land and soil health needs to be improved. Green revolution technologies such as greater use of synthetic agrochemicals, adoption of nutrient responsive and high yielding varieties of crops, greater exploitation of irrigation resources, etc., has boosted the production output in most cases. However, continuous use of synthetic agrochemicals now leads to decline in production and productivity of various crops as well as deterioration of the soil health and environments. Dear students, the most unfortunate impact of the green revolution technologies on Indian agriculture is imbalance in production, dependency on synthetic agrochemicals, increase in deficiency of secondary as well as micronutrients, increase in pesticide use, unscientific water management and distribution, reduction in productivity, reduction in quality. Therefore, for sustaining the productivity of crop, maintaining the soil health and healthy ecosystem, there is a need for adoption of an alternative farming system, maybe the organic farming. As you know, globally, India ranks second in vegetable production. Vegetables are an excellent source of carbohydrates, protein, essential nutrients, antioxidant, glucosinolates, fiber, and vitamins, particularly niacin, riboflavin, thiamine, and vitamin A and vitamin C, etc. Generally, vegetables are consumed for nutrition, maintenance of health, and prevention of diseases. International Food Policy Research Institute, Washington, reported that 15.2% of the Indian citizens are malnourished. Dear students, continuous use of agrochemicals has resulted in nutritional imbalance, depletion of organic matter, contamination of food and water as well. Supplying of nutrient through organic sources can be opted for, avoiding the hazardous effect of the fertilizer and maintaining sustainability. Organic manures like farmyard manures, vermicompost, neem cake, NADP compost, and biofertilizers like azotobacter, azospirillum, phosphobacteria may play a major role in supplementing the crop nutrients through their direct addition, improvement of the soil condition, nitrogen fixation, and solubilization of fixed form of phosphorus in soil. Now, going to basic concept of the organic cultivation of vegetables. The basic concept behind organic cultivation of vegetables are building up the biological fertility of the soil. Second concept is control of pests, diseases, and weeds to achieved largely by the development of an ecological balance with the system and by the use of biopesticides and various cultural techniques such as crop rotation, mixed cropping, and cultivation. Third one concept is recycle all waste and manure within a farm. In India, per capita land resources is about 0.12 hectare, which is going to shrink further in future. Thus, attaining higher productivity in a sustainable manner is the need of the hour. FAO suggested that organic agriculture is a unique kind of production management system which promotes and enhances agroecosystem health, including biodiversity, biological cycle, and soil biological activity, and this is accomplished by using on-farm agronomic, biological, and mechanical methods in exclusion of all synthetic off-farm inputs. Uh, in simple words, you can say that organic agriculture is the farming system without the addition of artificial chemicals. Organic products are nutritive, safe, eco-friendly, and often fetches premium price. Thus, organic farming may play an important role in livelihood security. The organic food has high demand and it gets high premium over conventional grown foods. Organic vegetables fetch a premium price of 10 to 50% over conventional products. Nowadays, market of organic products is growing at faster rate as compared to conventional ones. As far as the objective of vegetable production is concerned, to produce vegetable of high nutritional quality in sufficient quantity, sustainable use of local resources, work with natural system, encourage and enhance the biological cycle within farming system, maintain and increase the soil fertility and productivity, use renewable resources in locally organized agriculture system, avoid all forms of population, ensure the basic biological functions of soil, water, nutrient, human continuum, and wider social and ecological impact of vegetable production are major objectives of organic vegetable production. As far as constraints in organic vegetable production is concerned, dear students, there are some constraints in organic vegetable production. These are poor yield during the conversion period, shortage of organic inputs like farmyard manure, vermicompost, NADAP compost, poultry manures, cakes, etc. Insufficiency of bioagent and biopesticides as well. Scarcity of the organic seed is also a constant. Higher cost of organic inputs and lack of awareness for organic certification of produce and lack of consumer awareness for organic vegetable and their product, and higher prices of organic produce affect the consumer choice in markets. These are the basic constraints in organic vegetable production. Now, going to approaches to produce organic vegetables. The different approaches available to be used alone or in combination to produce organic vegetables are organic amendments, biofertilizers, bioagents, and biopesticides, cultural practices, foliar feeding, and mineral fertilizers. As far as organic amendment is concerned, there are different type of manures which are used in organic nutrient management. The first is bulky organic manure, farmyard manure, vermicompost, poultry manure, rural and urban compost, NADEP compost, crop residue, etc. are bulky organic manure and good source of plant nutrients. The second one is green manure, dhecha, sun hemp, cowpea, urd bean, mung bean, etc. crops are used for green manuring purposes. The third one is concentrated organic manures like neem cake, groundnut cake, castor cake, etc. are concentrated organic manures and may be used as organic input. Fourth one is biodynamic, cow horn manure, horn silica, compost preparation, BD 502 to 508, etc. are indigenous, and biodynamic preparation can also be used in organic farming. Second approach is biofertilizers. Azotobacter, Azospirillum, phosphorus solubilizing bacteria, that is PSB, potassium mobilizing bacteria, mycorrhizae, microbial consortium are natural fertilizers containing carrier-based microorganisms and can help in sustainable vegetable production in organic farming. Next approach is bioagents and biopesticides. Trichoderma viridie, Pseudomonas fluorescens, Verticillium lacani, Bacillus thuringiensis, BT, Beauveria bassiana, yellow sticky trap, neem seed kernel extract, neem oil, neem cake, onion extract, bio plants growth promoters, biological agents like protozoa and other natural enemies, etc. are some important components of the organic farming which can be used for effective management of diseases and insects in vegetable. Next approach is cultural practices, summer plowing, solarization, use of disease-free seeds, avoid the excessive irrigation, adoption of field sanitation measures, follow long-term crop rotations, uproot and burn all the infected plants, timely sowing, grow resistant variety, weed control through crop rotation and manual weeding as well, etc. practices should also be adopted in organic farming of vegetable crops. Next approach is foliar feeding. The seaweed, filtered solution of manures, fish emulsion, etc. may be used for foliar feeding. Seaweed is an excellent source for growth hormones like gibberellin, auxin, and cytokinin, as well as for trace element. And last approach is mineral fertilizers. The mineral fertilizers which are allowed in organic agriculture are based on ground natural rock phosphate, plant ashes, stone powder, etc. are mineral fertilizers and only be used as a supplement to organic manures. Now, going to technologies and management practices for vegetable production. In order to organic vegetable production, a minimum of 2 to 3 years is required as conventional period in organic plots, and an isolation distance at least 25 meter of organically cultivated plot from the neighboring plot is to be maintained to avoid the contamination. The first practice is site selection and soil. Dear students, the field for organic vegetable production should be free from pests and disease infestations. The soil and climate should be suitable for the crop. Generally, vegetable crop preferred well-drained loam or clay loam soil containing sufficient organic carbon with a pH range of 6 to 7.5. The soil should also be tested for fertilizer and pesticide residue and contamination with heavy metals before planting of the crop. Therefore, it is an important aspect in organic vegetable production. The next practice in organic vegetable production is management of soil fertility. Soil fertility is the primary step in any organic farming system. The organic inputs like farmyard manure, compost, poultry manure, vermicompost, green manure, microbial fertilizer, etc. may be applied as an alternative of chemical fertilizer to enhance the soil fertility in organic vegetable production system. Well routine farmyard manure at the rate of 20 to 25 ton per hectare at 15 to 20 days before sowing, or vermicompost at the rate of 5 to 7.5 ton per hectare, or poultry manure at the rate of 5 to 7.5 ton per hectare, or neem cake at the rate of 2 ton per hectare can be applied depending upon fertility status of the soil. Application of mixture of different organic inputs such as farmyard manure at the rate of 10 per hectare along with vermicompost at the rate of 3.5 ton per hectare, or farmyard manure at the rate of 10 per hectare along with poultry manure at the rate of 2.5 ton per hectare, or vermicompost 3.5 ton per hectare along with poultry manure at the rate of 2.5 ton per hectare combined with biofertilizer produced yield equal to conventional inorganic system in vegetable crops. Organic manures increases the fertility and productivity of the soil. The application of poultry manure at the rate of 7.5 ton per hectare, or farmyard manure at the rate of 20 to 30 ton per hectare, or vermicompost at the rate of 7.5 to 10 per hectare can ensure 28 to 35% higher yield compared to conventional system. Dear student, generally vegetable crop produces huge amount of biomass which can be recycled to produce NADP compost. NADP compost is prepared in aerobic tank made of bricks and cement. The NADP compost on an average contains 0.5 to 1% nitrogen, 0.5 to 1% phosphorus, and 1.2 to 1.4% potassium. Well matured NADP compost at the rate of 15 to 20 ton per hectares can be applied. It should be mixed in soil about 2 weeks before sowing of the crop. And next practice is crop and variety. Organic seed of recommended variety should be used for sowing. The variety should also be high yielding, early in vigor, pest and disease resistance, and popular among the vegetable growers. Next practice is weed management through organic approaches. Summer plowing, hand weeding, etc. are the most common method to reduce the weed pressure in vegetables. Mulching with black polythene film is also an effective means for suppressing weeds in organic vegetable production by inhibiting germination and growth of weeds. Organic mulches include plants or byproduct like sawdust, straw, leaves, sugarcane bagaces, etc. may also be used. Soil solarization is also an eco-friendly method of weed control in organic vegetable production system. Next practice is pest management through organic method. The mechanical practices like crop rotation, optimum planting time, sowing of healthy planting material, etc. should be followed to avoid or reduce the risk of losses from insect. Pest monitoring once in a week should be done to keep close watch on the appearance of insect pest. Population of the sucking pest is counted on 3 leaves, that is top, middle and lower per plant, whereas percent damage assessment is made through counting total number of plants and affected plants of cutworm and defoliators. And dear students, aphid and whitefly can be monitored by a setup of yellow pen or sticky trap at the rate of 10 per hectare. The first organic method is planting of trap crop. Trap crop protect the main crop from a certain pest. Row intercropping and bordered trap cropping are 2 methods of trap crop planting. Say for example, Indian mustard as a trap crop can be utilized for the management of diamond back moth and aphids on cabbage. In this case, mustard attracts more than 80% of the cabbage pests. The second organic method is intercropping. Intercropping of crops limits the infestation from the major pests. Say for example, coriander intercropped with cabbage reduces the infestation of aphids because of diverse nature of intercrop, which check multiplication of major pest. And the third organic method is use of sticky trap. Sticky trap can be incorporated in management practice of various pests like whitefly, leaf miner, and thrips. Yellow and blue sticky traps are used to monitor whitefly and leaf miner and thrips infestation respectively and have been recommended in IPM practice of organic cultivation of vegetable crop. Next organic method is use of natural or biopesticides. In this case, aphids can be controlled by foliar application of crop with neem seed kernel extract at the rate of 3% or neem oil at the rate of 1% or verticillium lecanai at the rate of 3 ml per hectare of water, which may be repeated 3 times at 15 days interval. Leaf eating caterpillar can also be controlled by foliar spray of BT at the rate of 1 kg per hectare or NPV at the rate of 250 larvae equivalent per hectare. Mite can be controlled by foliar spray of neem oil at the rate of 1%. All soil insect can be effectively managed by soil application of Beauveria bassiana at the rate of 4 kg per hectare. Garlic extract is a natural product used as broad spectrum pesticides. Next is disease management through organic methods. In vegetable, wilt is a serious disease which can be effectively controlled through integrated approach of soil solarization, use of disease-free seeds, crop rotation, and seed treatment with trichoderma at the rate of 4 gram per kg seed, followed by soil application of trichoderma at the rate of 4 kg per hectare, or seed treatment with Pseudomonas fluorescens at the rate of 10 gram per kg seed, followed by soil application of Pseudomonas at the rate of 5 kg per hectare, or treatment or seed treatment with Pseudomonas fluorescens at the rate of 10 gram per kg seed, followed by soil application of neem cake at the rate of 150 kg per hectare. Powdery mildew, which is also a serious disease in vegetable, can be controlled by foliar spray of onion extract at the rate of 5% and spray the crop with wettable sulfur at the rate of 1 kilogram per hectare. Stem gall can be effectively managed through soil solarization, follow long-term crop rotation, use of disease-free seed, and uprooted as well as burn all the infected plants. And dear students, growing resistant variety is also an effective method for management of disease in organic vegetable production. Say for example, in cabbage, Pusa mukta variety is resistant to black rot disease. Pusa drumhead variety is resistant to black leg disease. In case of coriander, Pantharitma and Hisar Sugandh varieties are tolerant or resistant to stem gall disease. Dear participants, this is all about the organic cultivation of vegetable production and the technologies and approaches which were discussed here will be definitely useful for the students as well as other extension worker also. Thank you very much.